Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of the Curse of Strahd. Real quick, I'm going to take a peek, see if... Nope. Doesn't look like it updated. I don't give a shit. I'm not messing with it anymore. With us, after the last session, the party had finally made their way to the city of Valaki. And after exploring the city for a bit, talking to some of the patrons in one of the taverns in town, they got some directions to Kresk, which is the party's current destination. They've been trying to make their way to Kresk so that they can deliver Irina Kolyana into somewhere they hope could be safe from Baron Strahd and all of his minions. Because for some reason still unknown to the party, Baron Strahd has been sending hordes of monsters to plague this woman, and we still don't quite know why. So we've been walking for quite some time, and they managed to find the village of Valaki, but after some strange occurrences, they thought it would be best to not linger in town for too long, and have since moved on. So that is where we are picking up today. And I guess you guys are just you're right outside of town as you were leaving is when you were ambushed. Recovering from that, I believe everybody has taken a long rest, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So I guess we're just going to continue our travel then. I am going to roll a bunch of dice just to see how many random encounters, if any. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with 6 for now. Okay. As you are traveling, you travel for about an hour through the dark forest of Ravenloft, and eventually you come upon a bridge. And this bridge, if I could ever find this, it is, you cross over it and the Luna River, and then you see there that you are at a crossroads. The road here continues to the southwest and to the east, and it branches off to your right, heading towards the north, and to your left, down to the south. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby.
So Criff's going to go over and pick up the signpost, just to be able to read the signs in which way might point to which direction.
Okay. Picking up the signpost, and taking it over to the part where it's been snapped off, you're easily able to kind of set it to where it should be, and you can see the directions on the arms pointing to in the 4 cardinal points that I had mentioned before. The arms to the north indicate Kresk, and to the southwest you see it reads Solenka Pass. Okay. To the northwest it says Lake Baratok, and to the northeast it has 2 words written. First it says Valaki, and then there is a slash followed by Ravenloft. And the last of the directions, to the southeast, it says Berez.
Well, I believe that we had intended to head to Valaki to try and finish our business there before possibly departing on other excursions, things like trying to find this cult of mages and this circle of druids. And there's also the issue with the brewery as well, which is some days' travel out. The winery, sorry, the Wizards of Wine winery that we were asked to look into.
Okay. Traveling along the road, you find yourselves, and this is not far from the crossroads. You walk maybe 30 minutes away. You can still see the crossroads in the distance behind you, and standing, and directly in the road ahead, there you can see a pit that has been filled in with fresh earth, and this mound in the center of the road is roughly 6 feet long by 4.5 to 5 feet wide, and even at a great distance, it's very obviously a grave.
Is there any like headstone, or is it just a mound?
There's no stone or marking. It's just this mound where it's obvious that the dirt is very fresh and recently been turned, and the size of it makes it very obvious.
Well, I am not one to go digging up graves. Perhaps we should press on.
Yes, leave alone. Might be trap.
Okay.
Is there any signs of travel around it, though, as to which direction because if someone dug it, someone had to have buried it. So is there like paths of footprints coming from any direction?
You can do a perception check. Okay. Leaning down and kind of putting your hand to the ground, you can see, very faint, but they are there, indentations, footprints in the ground.
And which direction was that? Sorry.
You can't see which direction the footprints lead off to. You can just tell that they are there.
Okay. So with this, I'm just saying out loud to the party, best be on our guard as we continue forward, letting them know that about the footprints, that they could be traveling the same direction we are, which means trouble may be ahead. And then Crib's pretty much ready to move on from here.
All right. Anyone else?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Can we tell what kind of footprints there are?
Can you tell what kind of footprints? From Crib's initial observation, he was only able to notice what they are. Can't quite tell what kind of person made the tracks, but if you'd like to perform a nature check to examine them more closely, you're more than welcome to.
Wow, a ranger getting that on a nature check. Holy.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
Are you able to discern what they are?
They're footprints.
Tell the size of whatever it was that made them. Perhaps humanoid, animal, large, small.
Bigger than a mouse, smaller than a dragon. That's about all I got from these prints.
Better than nothing, I suppose. Perhaps I can take a look.
Do not care. Let us move.
Okay.
Yes, so Arius decided to investigate since the Rogar couldn't figure out what it was.
22.
Yep.
Okay. Leaning in, looking at... I'm sorry for the delay. I'm trying to fuck with this thing. Leaning in, looking at the tracks, you can see that they are made by humanoid, medium size, around 5.5 to 6 feet tall, and you can tell that they headed off in the northwest direction. As far as what made the track, it's still too hard to tell. It could be any number of things.
Okay. Well, I am able to tell that they seem to be heading off towards the northwest, but to kind of ascertain what it was that made these marks. And which direction is Valaki?
To the northwest.
Okay, so it looks like they are traveling in the same direction as us. I agree with Roga. We should keep our wits about us.
Okay. Looking back to my rolls. You guys travel for another 3 hours, which then puts you at around midday, right? And as you break for lunch, you see that there is a large lake that's coming up on the path to the right.
Okay, what do we notice about the bridge?
No bridge. There's a break in the tree line and there's a lake.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing particular there. However, looking out over the lake, you can see that there is a narrow pathway that leads up to a large tower that kind of sits on an island on the side of the lake closest to you.
Anyone care to go check this tower a little bit closer to see what might be going on? They may be able to assist us in our travels.
They travel faster who travel fewer. We need no help.
How far out of our way does it look like it would take us to get there?
From where you currently are, the tower is off in the distance. You can see it as there's no trees obstructing the view between you and the tower, but it's roughly half a mile away. I guess it would help if I actually put you on the map so that you can get a better idea of where you're at.
Okay, and each hex is about 30 minutes, right?
No. It says somewhere else. 15 minutes. Takes about 15 minutes to walk half a mile. Does that sound? Yeah, I guess it's pretty accurate. At a slow pace, you know.
Okay. So it would only take us maybe an hour out of our way. It is only a slight detour, and perhaps we can find something useful along the way.
Only a slight detour, unless we find trouble.
Well, that is that. I leave the decision to you. It seems that Fester and I are on opposite ends of reason in this case.
Ah, yes, we cannot afford distractions.
I agree that we need to keep moving. We don't need to go looking for trouble.
Yeah, we do seem to have a job to do to get these two to Kresk as soon as possible. So I think we might be best to push on.
Very well, we press on then.
Okay. Fucking shit. Okay. Let me roll some more dice. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, really? All right. You set off away from the mysterious tower, and about an hour away, you find yourself face to face with another crossroads, this one crossing another river. You see the weather-worn signpost ahead. There are 3 arms here. The arm pointing directly north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning the river. An arm pointing to the east, back in the direction from which you have came, reads Valaki, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. And there is an arm pointing to the south that reads the Wizard of Wines, and you can see the road winding down southward in that direction.
Well, at least we know which way the Wizards of Wine winery is at. Should probably make note of that and then keep pushing forward towards Kresk.
Agreed. We can do Wizards of Wine on way back.
Okay. You guys begin to continue down the road heading to the north, and as you do, something is coming towards you in the distance. It's hard to see because it is a great distance away, but it is charging towards you, and it appears to be something mounted on a horse. As you stand and consider the creature, you realize that this is no normal horse and rider. The mounted person is bereft of all flesh and is covered in somewhat heavy armor, and the horse he is riding itself is this moldering, decaying brute. And as they charge towards you, you see him pull out a sword. And let us go to the random encounter map And I believe everybody's token's already on the map. Why don't you guys go ahead and roll initiative? You know what's coming. And I will go ahead and get us some tokens. There's a skeleton. Okay. Send it to the back. All right, and now let's see what we got here. The warhorse is mounted, so he's going to change his turn to there. And then, okay, so it looks like Fester, Rogar, then the skeletons, Arius, and then Dark. Okay, so Fester, you're up first. What would you like to do for turn?
Okay, I'd like to rise about 20 feet in the air first. And then cast Ray of Enfeeblement on the rider.
Okay. So, as the energy arcs out, what is it? Ranged spell attack. So, that's not formatted, right? You're going to roll a d20 and add your spell hit mod. Okay, so 10, and then what's your spell attack? Is that 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so 16 to hit. It will hit, and so the skeleton is going to be weakened, and it will only deal half damage with his melee attacks. All right, not bad. Anything else?
That's it for my turn.
Okay, Rogar. What are you going to do for turn?
On the horse.
Mark the horse. All right, we're going to represent that with the purple dot. That's a great first roll. All right. So as you rear back and swing at the giant beast, you realize that the humidity and moisture in the air has made your hands quite slippery. I need you to make a dex save, please, or risk dropping your weapon as it slides out of your hand. All right, so you manage to maintain it. You are fine. You may continue with your attack.
Hunter's Mark would be my bonus action, which would cover my second attack, right?
Oh, yes. All right, so I guess you are finished. All right, so the skeleton and the horse will take their turn. The horse is going to disengage. Yes. And then they're going to charge right down here. And that'll be
the
his
skeleton.
turn. Okay.
I'm going to swing at the skeleton as they go by.
Yes. You have disadvantage though. So can you? Okay, so 10 will miss the skeleton as he charges forward, and then that's going to be all for the horse. The skeleton, however, is going to swing down and try to stab at Arius. And 17 will miss. All he does is kind of scrape his short sword against your heavy armor, and that'll be it. Skeleton's already used its action. So Arius, it is on you now.
Okay, so I raise my book into the air and I shout, "Away with you, beast!" And I use my channel divinity
Oh,
to turn undead.
you're a bastard. All right. So
14.
wisdom.
Wisdom save D. God damn, really?
Well, that only half matters, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah, that's true.
because
Oh my god.
That's right.
Apparently they're pretty fierce.
I call shenanigans.
All right.
Um,
Smart skeleton.
Yeah, they are not
Yeah, okay.
afraid of you, holy man.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay then. I guess that's how it goes.
All right, Dark.
All right, I'm going to. No. So that's far too close. All right, I'm gonna have to take a long sword to the horse, and
The horse, and that'll hit. No, it won't. I lied.
no, okay, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Round 2, Fester.
Okay, fly over here and cast Burning Hands to the left on the horseman and horse.
Okay. Like diagonally, right? I mean, I guess that's implied. Okay. Roll your burning hands. And then while you do that, I'll go ahead and make my dex saves. Skeleton has failed. The horse passes. I don't know how this giant hulking beast can manage to avoid it, but okay, so 15, 16, 17. That is a dead skeleton. The flames consume him entirely, and he is quickly immolated and reduced to nothing but ash. And the skeleton, the warhorse, doesn't fare any so better. Okay. Anything?
So for me.
Cool. All right, Rogar, back to you. $16 hits. As does 21. So 11, 13, 19. This is a dead horse. Okay. And just as quickly as the rider and horse came upon you, their deaths leave you with this with the stillness that you had become accustomed to before. You're left to wonder when the next attack will come, and makes you want to get to Kresk oh so much sooner. It's not safe to be on the roads.
That is true, but we should check for any useful items while before we move on.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and do an investigation check?
I think I'll just do that.
13. All right. So you start looking through the skeleton in the rider, and what you find is that the skeleton's short sword is actually usable. Whereas most times monsters' weapons are in disarray or in decay. This one is actually decent, and you could salvage it if you would like. Looking through the horse's saddlebags, you find that everything inside of them is ruined, but at least there's the sword.
Okay. I kind of motion to Rogar, perhaps this might be useful for you, just in case one of your swords breaks.
I accept the sword and tuck it away. Can always use a spare.
Okay. So then, with nothing else, we continue. And as predicted, I rolled like absolute dog shit. So you managed to travel the rest of the way without any other encounters. And you find yourself approaching the city of Kresk. Now, as you approach Kresk, the city is very obvious and apparent ahead of you. The road branches to the north and starts climbing a rocky escarpment, and on the road up ahead you see a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone that is reinforced with buttresses all around. As you approach the gate, you see that it is closed, shut, and locked, and there are 2 guards on the opposite side. Okay? Beyond the wall, you can see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke, and there is a somber toll of a bell sounding off in the distance. The steady chime is inviting. It looks peaceful within the gates, and it is a very welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed in the forests of Ravenloft. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs on the inside of the walls, leading up to an abbey perched on the hills up above.
Okay. I'll turn to Irina and Ismark. So I believe this is the destination, yes?
Yes. The Kresk is the home of my former lover. We should be able to find refuge with his family.
Very well. Can you get us inside? It seems the gates are barred. Or should we head towards the abbey?
The abbey's inside the gates.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wall circles all around the city, and it kind of butts up against the mountain on which the abbey is perched. So the only way to gain entrance to the abbey is through Kresk.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll head up to the gates, I guess.
Okay. As you approach the settlement, the air feels noticeably colder. 2 square towers with peaked roof flank the archway into which set is the iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name of the town, Kresk, in big stylized common letters. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are, again, 20 feet high. Atop the parapets up above, you can see that there are archers, all armed, wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously as you approach. They say nothing. They simply stand at the ready with spears hoisted above, ready to throw them at you.
Okay, I'll raise my hands in a non-threatening motion, and I will call out to them. Please, my friends, we mean no harm. Might we gain access to the city?
You see them look very nervously, right? This is your arrival is very unusual, and they are very much at unease. They kind of talk to each other for a moment, and then one of the guards shouts down, "Stay there! Do not move a muscle. We must fetch the Burgomeister, and then Dimitri will decide what to do with you."
Yeah, I'll just simply nod and wait.
Okay. You see the same guard that just talked from the start. You see him start shouting things from atop the wall. He's pointing to other people at other locations, and you see guards running from further down the wall, 50 feet, 100 feet away, and they start approaching towards the gate. So now, whereas before there were maybe 4 guards with spears, 2 on each side of the gate, now there's a dozen. There's 6 on each side, all with their spears armed, ready to hurl them at you and end your life in a very spiky death. He then points down, and he's shouting, "Fetch the Burgomeister! Get Kreskov up here immediately!" And you wait for what seems like a very long time, with all of these heavily armed men with their weapons pointed towards you, and you can see that many of these men look very inexperienced, and the man who seems to be in charge is kind of telling him, like, "Hold, men, hold."
Okay. I understand having us wait for the Burgomeister, but I mean, doesn't All this seems somewhat excessive. Yes.
Excessive. Tell me,
Yes, we are simply
where are you
travelers.
from, monk?
We have traveled here from Valaki, and before that from what was the name of the town that we originally started in?
Barovia.
From Barovia. Though we are not, some of us are not from these lands, as I'm sure you can tell by my accent.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the dangers that lurk out in the woods. You know of the horrors that exist out there. And so far, these walls, and he kind of stamps his foot on top of the rocky parapet. He says, these walls have protected us from all the horrors out there. We stay safe by not exposing our people to outside. And your arrival is much unusual. We do not openly welcome visitors into our midst. And as I've said, the Burgomeister will decide if we end your existence right now, right here, or if you are to be trusted. As he's saying this, a man comes up onto the top of the wall next to him, and this man, his clothes are somewhat nicer. Most of the other men, they're wearing just kind of like very simple, like heavier attire, because you are somewhat high up into the mountains, and it's a little cooler. So they're wearing like fur hats and heavy winter jackets. This guy's jacket seems to be made of like a bright blue material. He's obviously like unknowable, as can be evidenced by his clothes. He's got a little tuft of hair on his head, as most of it is balding, as he's probably in his mid-40s or early 50s, and his most defining feature, he's got this big bushy mustache that comes out in curls around his cheeks. And as the Burgomeister looks down at you, he says, why have you come to Kresk?
We were escorting a friend of ours who said that she...
What friend? What is her name?
I turn a motion towards Irina. I say, this young lady here, Irina, and her brother Ismark.
Why would you bring her here?
Because this is where she asked us to bring her.
Explain yourself, young lady. She looks up and she says, please, all I seek is the refuge that Kresk could provide. We are being hunted by Strahd. And as soon as she says this, everyone on the fences, becomes extremely animated. They're whispering and they're yelling, and the Burgomeister shouts, absolutely not! You will not come into Kresk! We cannot allow an enemy of Strahd into our gates. You'll bring the wrath of the demon upon us. Please, be gone. Take your rabble away from here. She starts to cry. Please, no! You can't turn us away! We have nowhere to go! Anyone gonna say anything?
Yeah, seeing this happen, Arius would say, are you not countrymen? Why would you turn away?
Countrymen!
A lady from your own lands.
She is not of Kresk. She is not one of us. We care for our own, and we do that by following a very few simple rules. We do not agitate Baron Strahd. We do not consort with his allies. We do not consort with his enemies. And so far, we have been able to live here in relative peace. So, I will ask you again, please leave. And he raises his hand, and as he does, all of the men on the parapets raise their weapons once more.
I kind of sigh and start backing off. I'm not looking for a fight. See, what can I say? I turn to Irina. I don't know where to go from here. I do not know these people, these lands.
She steps.
Perhaps you have something you can bargain with.
She steps forward once more and she says, "Please, there must be something that we can do. You live in a close community. There has to be some way we can earn your trust. Show you that we are deserving of your protection." And you see the Burgomeister kind of stops in his tracks and he looks down at the five of you. He strokes his mustache, looks down. He looks at Vester, particularly. Your very strange appearance catches his eye. "You, sir, what are you? I've never seen one such as you."
I am Arakokra. Never seen us birdmen before.
Oh, no, I have never. And tell me, what is an Arakokra?
We are birdmen from the dimension of air. We come from mystical land far from here. What concern is it of yours?
And what are those two fellas? The scaly ones?
Well, dragons.
Dragons? Surely you jest. Dragons are a thing of legend, and we've not seen a dragon in Ravenloft for centuries.
Come down closer and take a look.
He kind of opens his eyes wide. "And be you dragons and birds, you are capable adventurers?"
Well, we have traveled from Barovia through to Valaki and through to here, along the dangerous roads that you and your men so fear. Does that not answer your question?
Well, he begins to twirl his mustache again, looking through narrowed eyes at all of you. Yes. Maybe we can come to an agreement. You see, very little brings solace to the people of Ravenloft. The only thing that we use to give us some escape is that the Wizard of Wines provides all of the surrounding areas with a very fine purple grape mash. And our delivery is quite behind. If you could perhaps visit the Wizard of Winery and procure the shipment that is meant for Kresk and deliver it to us, it would bring great peace to many a people within the walls. I could even consider allowing you to join us. And immediately one of the guards says, No, absolutely not. They have said they are an enemy of Strahd. And then they start having a heated argument. Yes, he is an enemy of Strahd, but this is our only escape, our respite from the horrors of Ravenloft. It is a necessary evil. And besides, Strahd no longer cares to keep eyes on Kresk. It'll be fine. So after they seem to agree that allowing you the opportunity to earn your way into Kresk is agreeable, they look down to all of you.
I look to my companions. Would you agree to this? It seems our best option.
Well, we already had plans to head for the winery. This just ensures that we get there a little bit faster.
Very well. And I'll turn back to the Burgermeister, say, the terms seem agreeable. However, I would ask one small thing. You see, the lady here and her brother, they are not adventurers like us. We would ask that you allow them to remain in your town while we go and procure the shipment on their behalf. After all, if we have to look out for them as well, it may be somewhat difficult to complete the task if there is trouble.
Well, I think the best that we can do, we will give your companions a cell. We'll keep them under lock and key until you have earned your way into the city. They will be treated well, fed, cared for. They will be safe, but we cannot allow them to walk around freely. Not until you have earned my blessing.
Turn to Irene and Ismark. Is this acceptable?
Ismark walks forward and puts his wrists together as if ready to be bound, and Irina just slowly nods her head.
Then we have an agreement. We shall head to the winery now.
Excellent. Excellent. Does anybody want to ask anything else or do anything else with Burgermeister or before you take off?
Not really.
Good. Okay. So doubling back down through the old Svalage Road, and then you find yourselves at the first crossroads, and again the crossroads are clearly labeled, so you're able to find the directions to the Wizard of Wines quite easily. Give me a moment. We're gonna roll a bunch more dice for your traveling. 1, 2, 1. Man, I always roll like absolute dog shit. It's like so bad. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Oh, whoa. Alright, so we have... Alright, give me a second. I'm going to work these out. You guys could take a 5-minute break, get some water, use the bathroom, while I get all this sorted, because there's a lot of stuff I have to get situated real quick, like.
Okay.
Did I close it? I did close it. I'm a smart man. Okay. Let me write this down. Okay. Oh shit. Wrong tab.
I love you, Daddy Warbucks.
Woot.
Dark Mage, thank you for the sub, buddy. Appreciate you. I do indeed, Snooze. I do. Okay, let's leave it at that. Alright, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. It all turned around. Pimp my roll 20. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's all been community driven. So, you know, people keep us with the pro sub and buy all the materials, but it's for everybody, not just for me. Tropadooski coming in with the monster host. What is up, my dude? Wait a minute, it's only 8 o'clock. You're quitting already? What's up, Jibbus? What a bad time to come in when everybody's on a break and we're just kind of sitting here. That's okay though. That's what we said. I know, right? Tell them get back to streaming or Riot. Now, to be fair though, he did have like a couple really long days with the new WoW raids, right? Just for everybody that just showed up, thank you for hanging out with us. We're playing D&D. Right now we're on a break. Everybody just went to go use the bathroom, get some water. They should be back soon. But we are playing Dungeons & Dragons, The Curse of Strahd. And the party is just getting ready to get fucked up by some birds. I don't know, maybe. It'll probably be an easy encounter. Off to get a beer with the lady? For sure, man. Sounds like a great night. You take care. Is everybody back? Who are we still missing?
I'm still here.
I'm here.
Same.
I'm here.
Oh, cool. That's everybody. Okay. Looking at your map, you should see that I place several tokens. So as you are traveling through the road, it takes several hours, and day slowly begins to fade into night. As it does, you hear a cacophony of several hundred beating wings, and you can see in the sky there are, it looks like several swarms of ravens have merged together to form one giant swarm, and in the front of them is a raven about the size of a small dog. I mean, this thing is huge, and they are quickly descending upon your group. So if you haven't already, go ahead and roll initiative. I'll roll initiative for my things. Oh, it... 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's shit. That's all there is today. Junior's not here. Small group. Okay. So first up is gonna be the birds. So the swarm of birds, they kind of surge forward as this giant group, and they dive bomb onto Kriv and onto Rogar. And as they dive down, they're pecking and scratching, and there are just so many hundreds of birds here. It's very difficult to defend yourself. So first is going to be Kriv. 18, that is a hit, correct? Go ahead and take 7 as these birds just peck and claw away at the exposed bits of flesh around your armor. And then the next one for Rogar, they come down and they bite and peck, but then they you swipe away and you manage to avoid taking too much damage. Immediately following that, however, one of the largest raven of them all, the one that's the size of a dog, it comes swooping forward, right? It lands in the space in front of Arius, and as it lands on the ground, as its talons touch the dirt, you can see it kind of like surges forward. It kind of just leans in to almost to where its head is touching its feet, and then it begins to roil and change. And then eventually it kind of starts to bubble up, and it stands up to its full height of like 5.5 feet tall. And now it's standing in front of you is no longer a bird. Son of a bitch, I moved it to the wrong layer. Now standing in front of you is not a bird, but a woman. And as she materializes in front of you, she pulls out a short sword, which just seemingly has materialized on her person, and she lunges and slashes at you. So Arius, 17 and 14, those both miss. Okay, as shocking and surprising as it is, you manage to raise your shield up in time and block her attacks. She lowers her head and glares at you, saying nothing. All right, Rogar, it is your turn. Let's get the comment.
Just mark the female.
Okay.
Breath weapon to hit the ravens in front of me and the female.
It's
a 15-foot cone, so it'll stop just short of Kriv.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Ruler radius cone. So you said 15. So I really wish that you could see the measurements that I have. If you send it at a diagonal, you can hit both the ravens and not Kriv.
Yep.
But
well, I want to hit the group in front of me and that female in front of
yes, well, in order to hit her, the angle's going to hit Kriv. Like, that'll get all 3 of them, but it'll hit Kriv as well. Like, I don't know if you still have the stream open, but
from where I'm standing, 15 shows 1 short of Kriv.
That's not correct, because then that's not. If you put it there, then it's only hitting the female. It wouldn't hit either of the 2 birds. Like, you have to trust me. Like, I'm measuring it. Like, we can all see. Like,
yeah, I see the measurements that you're putting on there.
Yeah. See where you're pointing there? So what's it gonna be?
Hit her.
Hit her and no one else. Got it. So 8, 11 with the Hunter's Mark. Does Hunter Mark require a weapon attack? Or it just says any damage, right? It doesn't matter. I'll roll for her. She fails. And then we'll just go ahead and do that. Alright, are you finished?
Oh, didn't mean to click that again.
It's okay.
But yes.
Alright, Arius?
Okay, I'm going to open my book to a particular page, and as I do, I take a deep breath and just blow this cloud of poisonous dust in her direction.
Alright, she manages to save. She takes her hand and she makes this big, grand, sweeping gesture. And as she did, you see her hand kind of transforms into a giant wing, and she just flaps and shoots that cloud away from her.
Okay, that'll end my turn.
Fester.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness at the woman.
Okay, 6 is a miss.
Oh, alright, that's it for me then.
Although that's not D20 plus 2. What's your int modifier? Is it 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it should be 10, but that still is a miss. Okay, Dark. Kriv? Who's Dark? I don't know who that is.
So Chris is going to move over and then release his breath weapon.
Yours is a line, right?
Yep.
Okay. 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay. So DC 11 from both of the swarms. Fail and fail. So they're both going to take it. They're both going to take
And
it.
then that'll be it.
They're both... There we go. Alright. And... So now the swarms will take their turn again. And they're not going to move. They're just going to continue attacking. This one's going to step right here. And they're just going to peck at the 2 Dragonborns. First Kriv, then Rogar. So Rogar take 3. And then after that, the Were-Raven will take her turn, trying to continue her attack on Arius. And miss. Hit for 4. Okay, Rogar, back to you.
Alright, I want to move there and attack the woman.
11 will miss, but 23 will hit for 12.
And Horde Break on the
Swarm.
Raven Swarm.
So 8.
Yes.
Okay. After that, it goes to Arius.
Okay, point blank magic missile.
On the woman?
On the woman in front of me, yes.
Okay. So 8 damage to her, and as it hits her, she falls to the ground dead.
Okay, and I'm gonna just back up a little bit.
Okay. Fester?
Okay, I'm going to walk over here and take a swing with my shovel at the Ravens attacking Kriv.
That is a miss.
End of turn.
And Kriv?
All right, swinging with the long sword.
14 will hit. 5 damage.
That's going to be it.
Okay, back to the ravens. You guys can see that with the woman dead, the ravens don't seem quite nearly as aggressive and hostile as they had before. And they still continue their attack, but they're not so coordinated. And that one misses, and that one... So Kriv, will you take 5, please? And then Rogar, goes back to you.
Bonus action, move the mark.
To the swarm in front of you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hit for 11, and they're dead. That's it. GG.
That's my turn.
Arius?
Okay, yep. Arius is going to step up to here and attempt to use poison spray on the cloud of ravens. Oh god.
Yeah, I just your little poof of acid flies out, hits one bird, and it falls. Dead.
Yes.
Fester?
Let's take another shovel swing.
Alrighty. And Kriv?
Swing with the long sword to try and kill more.
For 8. You do. As you slash through the swarm, you cut through many of the ones that are still flying, and there's only like 5 that are left flying around you. With the swarm mostly decimated. Those 5 though, they're gonna keep pecking at you. Gah! Nope, that's it. And Rogar?
Move to there, move the mark, and swing.
And Rogar comes up and destroys the last of the were-ravens. Okay. Now that you're out of combat, what would you like to do?
Let's look at this were-raven woman. I haven't seen very much of were creatures before, apart from the ones that attacked us on the road. A were-raven. It's interesting. So I'm going to start examining her.
Okay. Her form on the ground, it looks just like a human woman, right? Nothing very remarkable about her. She's dressed in a fine black dress that is, kind of accentuated by some like black frills. Her hair is black with a streak of gray. She's older, maybe mid-40s, but otherwise unremarkable. When you search through her person, you find the short sword, a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts, and in one of her pockets there is a pin, and this pin is in the shape of a black raven's feather, and it has 4 letters on it. KOTF, but with a capital on the K and on the F. So it looks like this. And the lettering is done in silver.
Okay, I'll take the pin. So I'm getting very caught up in examining this woman, like completely ignoring everything else that's going on around me, and I start ritual casting detect magic to find out what it was that she was doing to be able to change into, what type of magic it was, and trying to understand it and whatnot.
Okay. Doing detect magic doesn't reveal any trace of magic. There's no spell apparent. There's no enchantment that is on this woman. It's unusual.
Okay. I start muttering to myself, and it's fascinating. This is perhaps a physiological phenomenon. I start making notes in my book, getting very into it. Unless somebody stops me, I'm probably going to be at this for at least an hour.
Okay, so Fester is the one who sort of hobbles over to you and sort of pecks you on the shoulder to snap you out of it.
What is it?
We have business to attend to.
Of course. One more quick note, and then I start just very quickly scribbling something down, and then I close my book with a sigh, obviously disappointed that I can't spend more time here. Let us press on then.
Okay. You continue walking down the road. Night still ever looming ahead. I would estimate the time now to be at around, let's say 7 p.m., right? Sun is going down. It's not quite completely dark yet. You still have plenty of light to see. But in the ever-darkening glow of sundown, you can see off in the distance a rider on a horse quickly approaching towards you.
I'm kind of not really paying attention. I'm still going over notes and scribbling things down in my book right now.
Okay.
So, Crib's going to alert everyone and pretty much just get his sword ready in case it's another one of those damn skeletons.
Okay. As you do so, right, you alert the party, you look up, and the single rider that was charging towards you, you can now see flanked behind him are a pair of additional riders. And with their ever-increasing distance, you can see that again, both rider and horse are moldering, decaying skeletons. And I've already cleared the tracker. You can go ahead and roll initiative again. Get yourselves back into it. As this cadre of undead come roaring to you with weapons drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm wondering if she even... Yeah. Oh, master roll. Hey, look at that. 8 and 8. It's almost like it was supposed to be that way. Hot damn. Alright, Fester. Damn, these initiative rolls today. You are going to be first.
Okay, I'm going to fly up about 20 feet in the air.
Okay, I think your token's already marked for 20 feet.
Okay.
So, you're good.
Alright. And, fly over here. And I think I want to ready an action for when the horsemen charge at us. I'll cast a spell at them. So can I
Okay. Go ahead.
So can I cast a burning hands at the horseman that tries to charge up at us?
Absolutely. So you're going to ready burning hands, and the trigger would be then if one of the horses gets within your range, which is 15 feet.
Yep.
All right. So just so I have an idea, right there. So if anything enters that radius, you're gonna throw burning hands. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. I forgot to start the tracker. Arius, what are you gonna do?
Okay. Arius is going to step up to here. He is clearly very angry, and he's going to ready an action. When more than one horseman gets within 30 feet of him, he's going to cast Turn Undead.
You son of a bitch. Why would you do this? Okay, so when more than one horseman gets within 30 feet, turn undead. Okay, Rogar, and let's see how far. Okay.
Well, let's use last hunter's mark. We'll aim for the horse in front.
Alright, Hunter's mark the horse up there, and then your action for the turn. Longbow. So, 19 will hit the horse for a total of 14 damage. Very nice. Okay. Up next, the skeletons and their horses. I'm going to move them first. See, their movement is 40. I'm going to move them 20 right now, because that. Okay, so that's only the 1. 20, 30. Nope. 30, 40. So there's their full move, okay? And that should be, yes, they are all within range. So go ahead and turn.
Okay. So Arius just again raises his book and he says, "Go away, I'm busy."
Wait a minute. I don't think you can do that. It's not a spell that you could ready.
Well, it's an action that I take.
Yeah, okay. So you go ahead. Turn undead. Alright, so we need wisdom saves from all the people. Let's start with the horses. Fuck. Balls. Hey. Wait. 15?
Yeah, 15's a pass.
Okay. So, number 3 passes. And then the skeletons, they are going to... Yep. No. Okay. So, I'm going to mark the ones that are not turned. I think that might be a little bit easier. And that would be skeleton number 1, which we'll put a yellow dot on him, and horse number 3. So there's that. Must spend its turns trying to move away. Can't take reactions. Okay, so for the horse's actions... Son of a bitch. For the horse's actions, they are all going to dash, and they are going to run away. The one skeleton who is not turned will use his reaction to jump off the horse. But the rest are going for a ride. Whee! About there. Okay.
The one horse wasn't feared, just the rider was.
Oh, thank you. Right. I knew that. So that horse... Nope, the rider's still there. It's going to act independently because the rider is no longer in command of his senses. No, what do you fucking do that? Horse wouldn't just charge forward. Screw it. We're just gonna dodge. We're gonna dodge. There. That horse is just gonna be scarred. And then the skeleton over here, the one and only, pull out a short bow and fire it at Arius. He did not like what you did there. Take that 4.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, the warhorses took the turn. Dark Mage, it's on you. Glad we got that all sorted out. Made my brain hurt.
Alright. So, Crib is going to reach out his hand and cast Eldritch Blast at the one that jumped off the source.
Yeah, and that will hit for 7.
And then take off charging towards him. There. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Alright. Next is Fester.
Okay, Fester's going to fly over here and cast Burning Hands on the horse and rider.
Oh, remember to remove your spell slot for the one that you had readied. Because if you ready a spell, even if the spell doesn't fire, you still cast it and prepared it.
Oh, okay.
Totally a good plan, by the way. It's just that turn undead kind of hurt you. All right, so there's the new burning hands on horse and rider. Let's go ahead and roll horse first. 13 fails, and then the rider passes. So the rider's going to take half at 7 and is no longer turned. Oh, he wasn't turned in the first place. The horse failed. It's taking the full 13. Okay. Finished?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Arius?
So Arius is still pretty mad. He's gonna throw a acid splash on the horse and the rider.
Pass. Splash? It's 2? Yeah, it does. Pass.
Damn you and your crit saves.
Dude, my dice are hot, man. Rogar?
Move
Alright.
25 feet to here. We'll start with the horse.
Okay, 23 hits. 9 does not.
Guard breaker on the skeleton.
And that is a hit for 7, and the first of the skeletons is dead. He just kind of falls off. Okay. Skeletons will take their turn. Where's the other skeleton? Oh, he jumped off. Alright, so we have... What's this guy doing here? Get out of here. We have the one guy here is not turned. He is going to fire at Arius again. Still very upset about you and your holy symbols. Short bow misses. After that, the horses. This one here, not turned. The horse is going to rear back and try to smash Rogar with its hooves. It just and it misses horribly. It's not a very coordinated horse. It's been dead for quite a while. Dark.
All right, I'm going to finish moving closer to the skeleton and slash at it with my longsword.
Okay. All right. So that's a hit for 7, and that's a dead skeleton.
And then I'm going to move the rest of my movement towards the horse. That's it.
Okay. Fester.
Okay, Fester is going to cast poison spray on. Well, no, hold on. It's going to fly down and whack it with the shovel.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Yeah, 10 is a miss. Arius?
Arius is going to cast Sacred Flame on the horse. Damn, 1 damage.
Give me 1 second. I had to get into my notes. Okay. Wasn't actually anticipating getting this far today. 15. He saves. He's not going to take that 1 damage. You will rue the day. Alright. Rogar?
Just finish the horse standing here.
Okay. 10, 13 against the horse. I think 13 is a hit, and that is a dead horse.
Move to there.
Okay. And the skeleton The only skeleton that is currently alive is still turned, and without a better course of action, he's going to hop down off the horse and run away. And then the skeleton here has not been hit since the turn, so it is going to try and walk away from Arius, which means it stepped away from Rogar, and you could do an opportunity, and did, and hit it for 10, and it is dead. Balls. Dark? Dark. Who's Dark?
All right.
I don't know. Kriv?
Yep. So, seeing the skeleton hop down and start running away, I'm going to put the longsword away and then cast the Eldritch Blast at the last skeleton over there.
Eldritch Blast for 2 will hit, and will break him from his turn.
And then I'll move up to my speed to there.
Alright, Fester.
Okay, we'll fly over here and cast. I don't know. I'm not really in range of anything and don't have a spell that could really get at him, so that's just my turn.
Okay. Arius?
Arius is still pretty mad, so he's going to cast Magic Missile on that skeleton up there.
Holy shit. Okay. As the arcane darts fly out and hit the skeleton, you see that there is no save, no resistance. As soon as the dart hits it, it just bursts in brittle shards as the skeleton is completely destroyed. Finished?
Yep.
Rogar?
Move to there. Move the mark.
9 is a miss. All the skeletons are dead. The only warhorse is feared, running away. Want to take it? Want to take a leave engagement? Good. So he takes 9. Breaks the turn. He's going to turn around, run forward, and try to bash you with the hoof. Oh, yes. Take 12. And then, Kriv, it goes back to you.
All right. Fire another Eldritch Blast at the horse.
You got him, buddy.
Then I'll move. And that's it.
Okay. Fester.
How big are the squares on this map? 5 feet?
These are 5-foot squares, yeah.
Okay. Fly over here and whack the horse with the shovel. That's
Miss.
it.
I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Arius?
So Arius will move up to there, and he's going to cast Sacred Flame on the horse and say, "Burn in holy light."
Sacred Flame on the horse. Horsey needs to make a dex save. And failed. He takes 5. Alright, finished?
And, I'm going to use a bonus action
Okay.
to cast Healing Word on Rogar. I believe it is this. Looking pretty injured.
Yes. Okay, Rogar?
Bad horse.
Ooh. Oof. Yes, dead horse. Okay. And with the last horse dead, that would end combat. And you're kind of left looking around at all the broken and charred remains of the undead.
Craig's going to start scrounging these skeletons since at least one sword was found last time. Maybe we can find some more.
Unlike before, none of the equipment carried by these ones seems to be usable. However, as you are searching through the corpse's remains, you do find a single piece of parchment rolled up into a scroll and sealed with a bit of wax. And when you look at this, the wax seal on this scroll is first of all, the wax is the color of dried blood, and set into the wax seal is a giant letter S.
I'm going to crack it open and try and read it.
The letter is penned in a very fine handwriting, and the ink is a very strange black color. When you look at it straight on, it is black ink, but then when you look at at certain angles, it almost appears to be reddish in color. And it says as following: it says, "Oh, hello, my most welcome guests. It is a pleasure to have fresh blood in Barovia. It has been many a year since I've had new visitors to my most humble home, and I would very much enjoy if you and I became acquainted. Please accept these as an invitation and a gesture of my hospitality." And by these, he's referencing to the undead riders that has been sent your way.
And was there a signature or no?
Yes, it's simply signed at the bottom, Baron Strahd.
So gathering the group together and showing them what I have found, letting them know that Strahd is keeping a watch on us, and he sent his envoy to as just a preliminary.
If this
We're
is
going to
how
have to
he
keep our eyes out.
if this is how he treats honored guests, I would hate to be on his bad side.
Well, if he continues to interrupt my studies, he should be worried about being on mine.
Okay. Continuing forward. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You continue walking, and you spend another 2 hours trudging down the path. It's now 9 p.m. It is quite dark. And those of you, well, pretty much all of you, because I don't think anyone in this current setup has dark vision, are having a very hard time seeing.
So, I cast the cantrip light.
Yep, I do the same once it becomes difficult to see.
What is it, 20 and yeah. 2010. And it's not going to affect anything on this map exactly. Oh no, it's 20 and 20. My bad. It's not going to affect anything on this map. But it's good to know. Okay, so now you have 2 beacons of light walking down a dark road through the forest. Just so I have things perfectly clear.
Just before we sort of, as we're continuing, I kind of take a moment because there are a few injured parties here. Actually, it's 2 hours.
Traveling 2 hours, it would be considered a short rest. So
okay, sweet.
Yeah, you guys can roll hit dice if you would like. and I'm smart and closed the handout for the third time in one stream. Everybody give me a round of applause because I'm the best DM ever. Oh, you weren't supposed to actually do it. Okay. As you are walking along the road, you come upon a set of clothing that has been discarded and is just laying on the side of the road.
Okay, what kind of item of clothing is it? It's like a pair of pants?
Yeah, it's a very, drab set of clothing, right? And they're just kind of set on the side of the road, stuffed in the, in the branches of a nearby bush. But they are a complete set of clothes. There's a plain brown cloth, like cotton shirt, and a pair of twill pants.
It seems an odd place for somebody to hang up their laundry. But perhaps that is the way of things in Barovia, in these lands. Are there any indications of anybody nearby?
Do a perception check for me. Okay. Looking around, you find a couple sets of prints near the clothes. You see humanoid footprints from an average-sized male. And then you also find footprints from a wolf.
This is strange. Perhaps a man travels with a beast.
As you contemplate this strange fact, you hear a low growling coming from a nearby bush. And a large wolf steps out and stands in front of you. Balls, I just had it. Where did it go? You don't see anything. There we go. A large wolf steps out of me. So it kind of steps forward twice, slowly. Its fur bristled up as it growls real low. And you're kind of standing there with the clothes in your hand.
Okay. I would say in Sylvan, do these belong to your master?
The animal makes no, not even the slightest, move showing recognition or understanding.
Okay. I say to the party, well, it was worth a shot. I have found that on occasion speaking Sylvan to animals can sometimes have positive results. Perhaps we should leave the clothes be.
Well, given that animals seem to turn into people from time to time, it could be another one of Strahd's minions to come to kill us.
It could be, or it could simply be a man who is capable of transforming into a wolf who happened to leave his clothes behind and wants them back. Perhaps we should toss him the clothes and see the reaction.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, so you're gonna throw the clothes at the wolf?
Throw the clothes to the wolf, yeah. Not sort of at it, just
underhand, not overhand. Got it.
Yes.
All right, so the clothes just kind of land in a heap on the grass nearby the road, and you see the wolf just kind of walks forward and puts its head down and kind of sniffs it for a second, and then it does the all too familiar sight of a dog laying down for the night. Kind of circles around the clothes, and it kind of just lays on top of them, staring at you with its tongue out and panting.
Quite interesting. Well, shall we press on?
Ah, yes.
Yep. And Cribs just starts walking away.
Glad that Ezra is not here.
Okay. You begin to step away, and the wolf kind of stands up and takes a step towards you.
Okay. Could I make an insight check to see whether it seems hostile?
It does not seem hostile.
Okay.
It actually, it just kind of stands up and it looks at you, and it's just kind of cocked its head and it's looking at you funny.
Okay. I suppose continue walking away.
All right. It trails behind a couple more paces.
I would turn and say in common, "We have no food for you. Perhaps you should wait for your master."
Same as when you spoke in Sylvan, the beast doesn't seem to understand common either. Speaking of beast, what are you doing?
So Crib's gonna underhand toss a pastry towards it.
It sniffs it, but doesn't seem to enjoy it a lot. It kind of like sniffs it, and then it looks back up at you. And,
Like, well, that's pretty much all I had. And then I just start walking off and out of the way.
You gotta go. Okay, so Criv's gonna walk away. Anybody else?
Yep.
Yeah. Fester walks away too.
Same.
Okay, and you see the wolf kind of goes back to the pile of clothing, circles around, and sits back down. Doesn't seem too entirely interested in the four of you. And then I guess at this point, take you back to the world map. Here, we have traveled about this far. And oh, that is tiny. I already know that. Okay, as you begin to approach, you can see the road eventually becomes a muddy trail, and it's a lot more difficult to travel here. It cuts through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part into a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley. The other one leads south into dark woods. And a wooden signpost at the intersection points down and reads Vineyard.
Well, I think we're in the right place.
Yeah, let's continue to press on.
Okay, as you continue to walk down the path, a light rain begins to fall. There are unpainted fences that kind of follow along the trail here, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines, and here and there you can see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a dark stand of trees, and as you are taking in this sight, you could see a man wearing a dark cloak and cowl standing at the edge of the trees. And you can see he's got his hands up and he's gesturing like, "Come here." He says nothing, I hit my camera. He says nothing. He just keeps gesturing. Come over here.
Chris going to head towards that way.
Yeah, me too. Arius as well.
Okay. As you approach the man, he leans in. He says, "Oh, hello. Hi. Yes, please do your best. Keep your voice down."
And why is that?
Shh, I will explain all. You must trust me. I am Davian Martikov. And the man kind of steps forward, and you can see him a little bit better. The green cloak, kind of encapsulating all of him. He's got long silvery hair and beard, and he's kind of like leaning over as his back is kind of hunched with age, and he rests his weight on a long staff. As you approach him, you see 9 other people emerge from the trees. They wear dark, leathery rain cloaks and cowls. And they all kind of look like him. They have similar facial features, with the exception of many of them are much younger. And their hair is like, a dark black instead of his silvery gray. He says, me and my family own the Wizard of Wines. And we are here hiding in the woods because of some recent troubles we've been experiencing.
I take it this is related to the missed deliveries to Valaki and Kresk.
I see you've met with the Burgomeister. Yes, indeed. Because of the trouble that has currently befallen the vineyard, we haven't been able to make on our deliveries. You see, our vineyard is a very special place. There is this accursed fog that encompasses all of Ravenloft. It poisons the earth, makes it impossible to yield any decent harvest. But centuries ago, one of my great-grandfathers, he made a pact with a powerful wizard who gave us these enchanted acorns. We planted them in the ground, and it made our land yield a bountiful crop year after year. It's how the Martikov family has survived and provided such a necessary service to all of Ravenloft. But there is a grove of evil druids who seek these acorns for their own wicked purposes, and they have currently besieged our farm. As long as they occupy the vineyard, we can't make the wine.
Druids, you say?
Aye, a wicked cult dedicated to further corrupting the land.
Do they happen to have a name that you know?
I do not. We always refer to them as the Blight. But I do not know if that is what they call themselves.
I see. And have they taken residence inside their winery?
Yes, they send accursed minions of their own creation, living plants and sticks, to assault us day after day. And they've currently chased me and my family from our home. We've been hiding out here in the woods, living on small game and berries. We're all quite hungry, and I'm afraid that some of the older and weaker ones won't make it for long.
I
What
see.
do you have to Chris going to ask as to what he would have to offer in exchange for removing these druids from the winery.
Oh, I don't know. What is it that you seek? Well, if you were to remove the druids and we could resume crafting the wine, you would be doing a great service to all of Ravenloft, as many people depend on our goods in order to get through their horrible and bleak existence. I suppose, if you're more of a selfish nature, and he kind of eyes you narrowly as he says it, and you can tell he's kind of sizing you up. It's like, well, you would always be welcome at the Martikov home. We would provide you with permanent residency, places to live and store your belongings, and whenever you would have a need, we could provide you with a place of rest and solace.
And your wine, does it travel throughout all of this land to all cities?
It does indeed. We service all the good people of Ravenloft, and some of the not so good.
So could you at least provide word for our service to getting your winery back, to help us get into more secure places such as Kresk?
I'm afraid I don't know what you ask. What is the situation with Kresk?
So as Kresk, the burgomaster would not let us through, but they have sent us to look into your issues.
Well, if you assist me, I could give you the delivery that is meant for Kresk. You could take it yourselves and deliver it, and I'm sure the Burgomeister would find you most agreeable.
So I'm going to turn to Arius and just confer with him. It's like, how well do you think that would work to get us through? I mean, just checking in was one thing, but to bring back the wine itself would probably push us all the way through the gates.
Yes, well, the agreement was for us to have the deliveries resume, so if we could return with the wine, then I think that would be honoring our side of the agreement. We could also ask that they resume shipments to the town of Valaki, as we were asked from the lady in the tavern there.
Oh, but of course, I would, I mean, you understand, this is, we are performing a very good thing here, but this is our livelihood. We would want to resume the services as soon as possible.
Yes, I understand. Perhaps with your shipments, you can just make note that this party of adventurers were helpful in resuming the deliveries that are so helpful to the many people of these lands.
Of course.
That way, perhaps our reputation will precede us.
Sure. I will give you a writ in my own signature, denoting you as champions of the Wizard of Wines and the saviors of all things alcoholic.
I'll turn to the rest of the party. Does that seem agreeable?
Perfect.
I think we should actually get rid of the druids and stuff before we start patting ourselves on the back asking for rewards.
It is often a good idea to come to terms before the task is done. But I see your point.
Yes, let us begin.
Okay. Give me one moment, switching maps. Okay. And so going forward, you continue ahead, approaching the vineyard. Situated in the middle of the vineyard, you see the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall, and iron fencing along the roofline. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. There is a wooden stable of more recent construction attached to the east side of the winery, next to the loading dock. To the west of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. As you approach, you hear the rustle of dead vines all around you, and inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard, their limbs cracking as they trudge forth through the mist and rain. As you look around, you can see that they are innumerable. As you scan the horizon, you can get a count of roughly a dozen of them shambling towards you, and there are a great many other kind of unmistakable shapes that are in the mist and fog. You are grossly outnumbered, and you find that it would be best to seek solace inside the building before you are overrun.
Then let's do that.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys want to run forward. You run. I'm going to place you inside the front door. Okay, just like right inside the door. And then I will read you a description of the room that you were in. And then you're going to give me a moment while I place some of these blights all around. We're going to go there. Okay, so as you enter into the building, like, you can see the blights come charging towards the door, which okay, so these blights come towards the door, okay, and what is your reaction? Are you just gonna stand there with the door open, or what's the intention?
Barricaded with a piece of furniture.
Barricade the door, right? So you start grabbing shit and chucking in front of the door, and on the other side of the door, you can just hear smashing and pounding as the twig blights coalesce and continue to try to burst forward into the vineyard. Give me a moment. Still placing tokens. Okay, all right. Get rid of that. Oh, there it is. I was like, where the hell are my notes? That's a DM hint if I ever heard one. No, never. Okay. You stop and examine the room that you're currently standing in. There's a dirty window on the south wall that allows dim light to enter into this room. There are wine bottles appear to be manufactured here, as evidenced by the tools laying around. There is a wooden rack full of freshly blown glass bottles that line the southern wall, and there is a hearth built in the southwest corner, and a barrel of sand standing next to it. A staircase descends into the ground below, and between it and the rack of bottles is a door that is currently barred. And let me just check your vision, because I don't know. You should have light on. Nope, it doesn't look like you do. So let me fix that. Arius has light. And let's make Fester glow.
I'm gonna turn to Arius, hold up my short swords, and say, "I need to see."
Well, so far my my book is lit up.
Yeah. Can you not see, Roger?
Yes, I can, but
Okay, cool.
if the fight breaks out, I don't want to get stuck in a dark corner.
All right. As you are debating this, you can see that there are twig blights now at the window, and they are trying to burst through the window and reach inside. Why don't you guys go ahead and roll initiative? You're not going to be able to avoid this encounter, but maybe, just maybe. All right. Fuck, man, I wish I was like prepared, but I had to go to Cleveland today. Wait a minute, not 5. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Okay. No. That's... Okay, I know what to do here. I wonder if it's gonna... Fuck it, I don't care. Alright. One more second. Man, I gotta piss. I'll be right back. Alright, apparently I don't get to use the bathroom. Life is monopolizing it. But that's okay. I'm gonna open this window as possible. Alright. Let's kill some party members. Alright. First is gonna be Roger.
Are they through the window or door, or are they just banging on them?
No, the window's broken, so there is a means of entrance into the room you're currently hiding in.
Any of those lights right outside the window?
Yep. Can you see them?
Is the window next to Arius?
Yes, that's the window.
Okay, then yes I can.
You're trying to stab through the window, around like the edge of the sill there. So they will have, call it half cover. Your first attack kind of grazes off the side of the window. The second attack though does not. You stab through the window. You hit this plant creature square in the chest, and you see this green, very earthy smelling liquid kind of gushes forward. And it falls down dead. Alright, Arius?
Arius is going to call down a bolt of sacred energy onto the creature before him. Or at least attempt to.
Sacred flame. Damn, I should probably get their sheet open, huh?
And here comes the crit save.
No. Nope. See, this one failed. So 4. The radiant energy hits the blight, and it is consumed. It dies.
Okay, I'm going to just step away. Is the door down here? The other door?
The door is next to Fester. He's currently standing in front of it. Right now, you're standing on the steps.
Yep. So if I go down the stairs, what's down there?
You can see a hallway that ends in a door.
Okay. I'll go down and I'll try and open the door.
So hold on. How far have you moved?
Leads to the outside.
You
10,
moved
15,
15 feet.
20?
So you're gonna move
Yeah.
20. We'll put you there. And no,
Okay.
it doesn't lead to the outside. It leads to a basement.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So that's 30 then. So I'll move to there then.
All right. Fester?
Okay, I am going to follow Arius down to the basement.
All right. What's your... So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 to get to that spot. Because there's like a barrier there. And then, so that is
Okay,
25. So isn't that your full move? Oh, I mean, I guess you could like dash if you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's my full movement.
Okay, Dark? Criv.
Well, not much seems to be going on up here, so I'm going to follow down with the rest.
Okay. 15, 25. This is 25 feet.
Okay.
Please don't. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so new round. Wait a minute, where the fuck were my twig blades? How did they get skipped? Because my dude's never gonna turn. We're gonna do that now. Screw it. So the twig blades, they are going to spend their turn attacking the door, which will be destroyed and opens here. Aren't you glad they all left you alone? So then,
Oh,
with the
yes.
door destroyed, they come charging in. One of them starts to run down the steps. You can take your opportunity now if you'd like. Alright, and it's hit and destroyed. However, 5, 10, 15. Well, they're all just going to dash. Right? Well, they're not going to dash. They attacked. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Why not? We're just going to fill up as best we can. This one's going to move in. He can run down the steps. Son of a puppy. No, he can't. Steps are occupied. Everyone's in there one after the other. So he's just going to move forward. These guys will dash. Sup, Rogar?
What's
You got
up?
this, bro.
I know you're loving life right now. These guys will go there, and I think that's about that. None of them can attack this turn, but they're gonna get right up in your shit. Oh my god. I didn't do this. You did this. Not you specifically, but I mean, all right, Rogar. Now it's your turn, right? And you have
Alright, let's swing at the one straight to my left.
2 attacks at the guy on your left. The first one hits it and decapitates it. The second one just...
My second attack... No, I was going to do my offhand at the one diagonal of me.
Oh, well, then can we not roll both for attacks after we declare on one guy? Because it seems like you stabbed a dead body.
That first short sword was my reaction to the guy that went down the stairs.
Oh, you are right. All right, cool, man. You're cool. I'm an asshole. All right. So you hit the first guy and kill him. Then your second attack goes where?
Up left diagonal.
Okay. And you hit and kill him as well.
Horde Breaker, the one directly above me.
8 is a miss.
3 out of a dozen, not bad.
Arius, looking up the stairs, you can see that there are twig blights in the room above you, and you can hear a great scuffle breaking out as Rogar is slashing wildly and grunting and growling.
Okay. Well, I can see one at the top of the stairs. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay. That being the case, I will use Sacred Flame on the one that I can see at the top of the stairs.
Okay. He takes 4 and dies.
And then I will step to here and try and open the door.
You sure about that? Okay. I gotta give him what he wants.
I mean, I don't know what... It's not another mimic, is it?
No.
Because I'm done with that shit.
But you open the door, and you see that there are creatures, also seemingly made of plants. And these ones are much larger and much more menacing looking than the other ones that you had seen. All the other blights, they are small, all right? Maybe only 2 feet tall at the most. And they appear to be made of very dry and brittle wood. These things stand the full height of a human. And covered all over their body, you can see foot-long thorns that grow out of their head, shoulders, elbows, sides, right? And standing in the middle of them is a human who is dressed in a long brown cloak that seems to be covered in mud, sticks, leaves, and is wearing a skull on his head for a helm. And as you enter, he just kind of points, and all these guys are going to enter combat.
Okay, I can only see to like here, so I can't see any of these people.
That is, well, that's because that is blocking your line of sight. I'm just going to remove it. It's supposed to be like, oh, no. I know what that is. This is, it's a wine rack. But that's okay. I'm just going to put these guys on the other side of the wine rack so that you can see how big you done fucked up.
Okay. Well, there's only one thing to do. Bonus action, spiritual weapon, right there.
Okay. And what form is your spiritual... You have a...
I do have a token for
Okay,
it
cool.
already.
Go ahead and place it.
Oh, sorry, the attacks at the Druid. Where's my...
Attack at the Druid. So I gotta get a whole lot more sheets open. No. Okay. You hit the Druid for 6. And then you're finished, right?
Yeah, that's my full turn.
Oh my god.
I kind of very quickly say, there are more in here.
Well, let's go ahead and roll initiative for these guys and put them somewhere in the tracker correctly. So let's see. 15 and... So 15 would be directly following Arius. And then 2. That is an awesome roll.
Womp womp.
Okay, so that means the Needleblade's turn. And they, standing here in this narrow area here, the only person they can see is Arius. So there's one guy standing here adjacent to the door. He is going to try and reach through the door and claw at you. As he does this, like it's an awkward attack. You're around a corner, so you're gonna have half cover, and that's a miss. You see the other ones. Remember, I mentioned those like foot-long wooden needles that were growing out of them. You see them; they kind of reach up and they grab them right off their elbow. They pull them out of their head, and then when they grab them, they kind of lean back and they chuck them at you, almost like a spear. So then you have a barrage of these wooden thorns flying through the air. 4 of them. 1, 2, and then these next 2 you will have cover again as you're at an awkward angle. What's your AC?
So my AC is 18, but with...
Alright, so it hits the wall, and you are safe from damage. And same with the next one. It just kind of bounces off the side of the wall. And they're going to move forward. And he's going to stand here, and your sword is just kind of hovering above him, right? Because it's ethereal, like it doesn't have a physical dimension. And they're just they're gonna crowd around the door. Okay. And then the Twig Blights. Upstairs. Rogar is doing a pretty decent job of fending them off. So let's swarm in though. Sure, he is in there. These guys. Rogar, you get an opportunity attack. One of them's gonna run down to
the guy that just went to the corner. I was gonna ask about him.
Yeah, you're gonna get one regardless. It's so cramped. Okay, so one of them dies. You slash, and as they die, they just collapse in like a pile of sticks and leaves. We get one run down there. I'm just gonna go ahead. Here we go. We're gonna pile them in. I mean, look, there's a never-ending supply of these guys. One of them on the stairs is adjacent now to Fester. And Fester, he's going to reach out and try to slash you with the claws. He fails terribly. It's a very awkward position. But then the other 5 are going to attack Rogar. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your AC, Rogar? 16?
16.
Alright, so 17, 19, 23 for 3, 5, 7, 10 total. Take 10 damage. Okay, and what round is this? This is round 2? Round 2. Alright, Fester, you are up. So, where you are right now, I know that you can only see this narrow hallway. There is a guy immediately behind you, right? On the level above. He is adjacent. You have line of sight on him. And there are... Behind him, you can see 3 others. Okay, so they're just lined up right on the stairs and up the stairs on the landing. Also, ahead of you, through the door that Arius has opened, you can see just kind of the very, very faint outline of another mass right up there. Okay? Knowing all of that, what would you like to do for turn?
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is just whack the twigs behind me with my shovel.
Okay, go ahead and roll that attack. 11 is a miss.
Oh.
You see that remember, they're only like 2 feet tall. As you bring the shovel down to try and smack it, it reaches up and it grabs it, and it's kind of pulling at it, and it's like trying to wrench the shovel out of your hands. Anything else, Fester?
That's it for this round.
All right. And what about you, Kriv?
Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I'm actually going to step closer to Arius and cast an Eldritch Blast at this thing right here.
Okay, let me check your vision. He will have quarter cover. All right. So 19 is still sufficient. You hit him for 4. And you hit him, and there's a chunk of plant matter that goes flying off and just kind of clatters against the wall in the back of the room. After that, you see the druid. I'm sorry, you want to say something?
Nope, that was it.
Cool. All right, the druid now. As he is standing here, you see him reach into his robe, and he grabs it's a small black object. You can't quite make out what it is. It's misshapen and somewhat lumpy, about the size of, let's say, a baseball, right? And you look at it confused for a moment, and you realize that it almost looks like a small misshapen heart, like molded out of mud and sticks, with the sticks sticking out as like the arteries. And he holds it, and he smiles as he laughs at you, and he hoists it up above his head, and he speaks something in a language that none of you can comprehend. And as he does, he raises his other hand, and he throws it at Arius. As he throws this misshapen simile of a heart, it bursts into flame. And why did I open that sheet? And he throws this ball of fire and hits you squarely for 7 damage.
Can I use my reaction?
Can you use your reaction? I don't think you can. Because, well, first of all, I mean, what is your reaction? Like, what are you intending to do?
So, to protect him, since the target was attacking Arius,
Okay.
other than myself, use my reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack.
Okay. The reason I'm saying no is because you cannot see the attack. So it's not like you would have known it's coming and that you could actually respond adequately. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think that's fair. All right, so take 7, Arius, and it's still round 2. There's round 3. So, it's Rogar's turn. I just got a little overzealous with the button.
The one to my left.
Short sword fumble. Okay. As you attack your opponent, you thought that you were doing oh so well. You've killed over half a dozen already, and you thought that this was easy and your confidence was gaining. However, overconfidence leads to mistakes, and as you attack, you kind of lose your balance as you try to do a flourish, and you will have disadvantage on the remainder of your attacks for this round.
Offhand attack.
9 is a miss.
Do I have to actually make contact to get Horde Breaker, or can I still get Horde Breaker?
I don't believe you do. Let's just link it into chat for reading. Wait a minute. When you make a weapon attack. See, you don't have to hit. It's just when you make a weapon attack.
Alright, the one straight above me.
13 is a hit, I believe. Let me see here. Yes, it is. And that is another dead one. Okay, finished?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The Needle Blights will take their turn.
It's my turn.
Oh, shit, man. Yeah, because I moved it too quick. Alright, I'm just gonna fix this. There we go. Arius, wow, it's your turn.
Okay, so on the druid, hold person.
Hold person on the druid. Okay, so he needs to pass, what, wisdom save with DC 16? 15?
DC 14.
14? Oh, even better. Let me just make sure there's nothing here. Okay. What the fuck?
Okay, so
alright, that is a paralyzed druid.
it's now a spiritual weapon. Yep. So a spiritual weapon, so it'll have advantage, and if it hits, it crits.
Oh. Okay. 16. It's a hit. It's a hit. So why don't you go ahead and roll another D8. So 13 damage. And I don't know what the... Sure, it's not concentrating on anything. Okay. Finished?
Yep, that's my turn.
Alright, now the Needle Blades will take their turn. This first one here... The first three are all going to attack with their claws. The two in the back will attack with their needles. Kriv, if you wanted to use your reaction here, you would be able to, because you can see two of the three that are attacking. So I'm going to roll. I'm going to disadvantage the auto roll damage so that you don't get more information than you need. Okay. So first attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
to that one.
disadvantage. All right, okay. 7, it's a miss. Okay. And then second attack, 14's a miss. Third attack, it's a miss. It's a miss. All right, and then the oh shit, I'm rolling on the wrong creature. Let's see, plus 3. I actually think the claws are the same. Plus 3. Okay, that doesn't matter. The needles, miss. And now the twig blights up here. We have one standing adjacent to Fester still. 16 Fester is a hit.
Yep.
So take 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 attacks on Rogar. Jesus, man, I can't believe you're still standing. Dude's a tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 2 18s.
3 hits total.
16. Right. 3 hits total. So 1, 2, 3. Take 11. And then Fester, it's back to you.
Okay, Fester, annoyed by the twig blights, is going to turn around and cast Burning Hands on everything up the stairwell.
Alright, Burning Hands up the stairwell. So DC 14. Actually, do I even need to roll? No, I do not. Because even if they pass, they are still super dead. Alright, so you send a gout of flame up the stairwell, and you can see that the brittle, wood that composes these creatures' bodies immediately alights, and they are instantly consumed in a squeal of pain and terror as they all die. So 5, 10, 15 feet, dead twig blights. Here, I'm going to separate those. Those will be everybody else's kills. These are just Rogar. Alright, Fester, great turn. Are you finished?
Yep.
And Dirk.
All right, I'm going to continue with Eldritch Blast. That the one I can still see the most of.
Okay. That's a miss.
That's pretty much it.
All right. The druid is paralyzed on its turn. However, wait a minute. Oh, I think that's a different thing. Okay. I'll just pull it from here. Okay. As you are standing here, Rogar, you can see a man approaching the window. This man is he's same as what I described before. You obviously didn't see it, but covered head to toe, brown robe. He has mud streaked across his face from his nose up and down on his chin, almost giving it like the visage of a skull, right? And he looks at you with crazed, wild eyes as he stands outside the window. Looking in at you, he is going to cast Barkskin on himself. You see him touch himself, and when he does, you see his skin become covered in brown shingles of bark, and his entire personage is transmuted into that of like a living tree. That's what he does. And then he glares at you with those crazy eyes. Alright. Next, it's going to go back to Rogar.
The one directly to my left. Main hand, offhand will be the one up diagonal left. Board breaker will be the guy in the window.
You don't have disadvantage anymore. So it's
Yep,
17.
I just realized that.
Yeah, so all three of those are going to hit. 5, 8, and 5 in that order. You kill the 2 twig blights. And then you strike the man in the window. Through the window. Wait, do you have cover? Fuck it. Yeah, you do. I'm cool with that. Alright. And then you are finished, correct?
Yep.
Arius.
Okay, so Arius is going to use his bonus action to attack the druid again with spiritual weapon.
Oh, whoa. I forgot. At the end of his turn, he gets to re-roll the wisdom save. Okay, he failed. He's totally still paralyzed. Alright, so 12 roll again for the D8. Oh, wait, no, never mind. He's dead. There's no reason to roll. He's dead. Best DM.
Fair enough.
Alright, that's your bonus action. What's your action for the turn?
That's my bonus action. So for my action, I'm going to cast Acid Splash on the one in front of me and then moving to my left. So on these two.
Okay. DC 14. Oh, for 2. Fuck it. They can just take the 2. I don't care. I had to move your sword. Alright, finished.
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay, so then the Needle Blights going to attack with claws and needles. First, this one directly in front of you with the claw. Yes, you can see it.
For the reaction.
Yes. Because I said this is the one directly in front. That's the one you can see. Damn it. Alright, so I guess I'll re-roll it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Well, I didn't know,
Yeah.
man. Without you saying, I don't want to take something of yours. 19. So it's still gonna hit you, Arius. But it's only 7 and not 11. Next one here. Going to attack. Miss. And attack. Miss. Then we have the 2 with the needles. Hit Arius for 8. And a miss. Okay. Then the twig blights. Let's pile them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sure, we can finagle it in there. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, good. So they're going to pile in, and they're going to attack Rogar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh!
3 hits, 2 crits. I'm guessing it's going to be a good night.
Alright, so there's the 2 crits for 8, 10, 13.
Good night.
Alright, and then the last one hits you. It doesn't really matter what he rolls. You have 1 failed death save. Because you just get pummeled by the twig blights. Alright, Fester!
Alright. Can I see any of the ones up the stairs?
Actually, you can. There's about 5 feet gap between you and the closest, and then you can see 2 behind him. Here, I'll just move you here so that you can kind of get a lay of the room, and then I'll put you back, okay?
Okay, I cast another Burning Hands up the stairwell.
Son of a bitch. How many more of those you got? Oh, because you're a wizard, and you got a short... Damn it. Yeah, think about these things. So, 11... Yeah, there's no... Wait. 5, 10, 15. So, 2 of the ones that are the closest will die. I'm not even going to roll, because it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's it for me.
Alright, Dark.
So, in terms of the map, 2 people can't occupy the same space, can they?
No,
Or
you cannot.
that's what I thought. And the one directly in front of the door, that's considered half cover?
For you, yes. Because you can't, you can only see like half of them.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Searing Smite,
Okay.
and then swing with my longsword at the one in front of the door.
Swing at the one in front of the door. 22 for 8. That's a hit. Get this fucking sword out of here. So, let's see. I'm not even going to bother with the con save. He dies outright. With the
Okay, and would
extra
I be able to
damage.
move?
Yes.
Would I be able to move adjacent? Okay.
Yes, you can. You can move through friendly units, but you cannot occupy the same space. At least that's how we're doing
Okay,
it.
and I'll move there, and that's going to be my turn.
Okay. It is the Druid's turn. That Druid is dead. This one is not. However, it is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. This one that was standing outside the room, the one that is covered in the wood from the bark skin, walks up to the stairs and is now standing adjacent to Fester. A third Druid enters and is gonna stand up right there, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. So the Druid that is now standing next to Fester, you see him pull out. It is a short piece of like a tree limb, right? No longer than a foot in length, and you see that it is gnarled and misshapen, and it seems to be diseased, and it's got fungus growing on it. And he kind of waves his hand over, and he looks at Fester and mutters some crazy gibberish as he glares at you. And then the druid is going to attack you with this shillelagh that has been imbued with his foul magic. Luckily, he misses you, Fester. All right, that was a lot of build-up for nothing. And this is round 5. Nope, that was 4. Yep, they're still... Okay, Rogar on the ground, make a death save. So 1 pass, 1 fail. Arius in the cellar, what are you doing?
Okay, so have any of these ones in here taken any sort of hit? Like from...
I don't think so.
Kriv, did he not hit any of them? Okay.
Actually, yeah, he hit the one on the right, it looks like.
Okay, so my spiritual weapon's going to attack that one.
Okay. Still kind of hovering over Kriv's head, right?
It doesn't have advantage.
11
so
is a
it's
miss.
11. Okay. And I'm going to use my action to cast Acid Splash on that same one and the one above it.
Okay. Dex. Fail and save.
And that's my turn.
Needle Blights take the turn. You see all of them. They're done. They're not fucking around anymore. They all grab those bits of needles that are sticking out, and they are going to chuck them all at Kriv. They'll have disadvantage on the attack because ranged attack and melee range, but they're out for blood. So 11, 4, 7, 15. No, you were heavy. Okay, so they all miss. But you can tell that if one of those things sticks you, it's gonna hurt. Twig Blights. The first one... Oh, balls. I kind of fucked myself here. They are all going to prepare a reaction. And if Fester enters an adjacent square, they're going to attack him. That's awful specific. What can it mean? Alright, Fester.
Okay, I think I'm going to try to do something specific with Fester. There's a druid standing right next to him, right?
Correct.
Okay, Fester is going to try to gouge out his eyes with his talons.
Okay, make an attack. That is a miss. Your talons scrape against the earthen exterior of all the bark and wood that covers this man's skin, and you just scrape away little chunks of splintery wood. It doesn't seem to really affect him in any way.
Okay, then that's it for me.
Okay. Kriv, it is your turn.
Alright, let's see. I'm going to use my well, first I'm going to cast Searing Smite again. And use my longsword. Huh?
Okay, go ahead.
And then use my longsword on this one.
$17 will hit. So it's 9, 10, 11. And he's dead. Alright. Anything else?
And that'll be it.
Alright, the druids take their turn. What in the F? See another druid is going to enter and stand here outside the window. The first druid, the one that is next to Fester, he is going to try and grapple you. So, Fester, it's going to be a strength check contested by yours. So, if you could just make a strength check, please. 10? Fuck! Really? Really? So he tries to grab you, and he tries to pull you into the room above, but you kind of flap your... Well, you illustrate. How do you evade that grapple?
Yeah, I kind of flap my wings and bat him away.
Okay. Alright, so that was the first druid's turn. However, you can see there's another one now standing at the top of the stairs, and he shouts and curses, and he's going to throw a ball of flame at you, Fester. That looks like a hit for 2 fire.
Ow.
And the third one is going to enter into the room, and you see him looking down into the chamber. Let me just read the 20 foot. Yep. So if he puts here... Okay. So he is going to cast Entangle. And the 20 foot square, the point that he is going to choose... Would you believe it's this one right here? So, sprouting from Arius... grasping weeds and vine just burst up through the ground and start to spread up the hallway and into the room next to you. All of these vines, so it's going to go like this way 20 feet, and then it's going to go this way 20 feet, and that'll be all 3 of you down here. Fester, Arius, and Kriv. You need to make a strength save or be restrained. Kriv is restrained. Fester is not. Something backwards about that. Restrained. Okay. And for the duration, this area is difficult terrain. That's it. You can use an action to try and free yourself. And let me go ahead. I'm going to pass the turn to Rogar, who's still unconscious. But then I will go ahead and draw. So here is our Entangle. There and there. And it also goes up the stairs to here. So actually this druid here is also within the Entangle. So I'm going to need to make a save for him. Rogar is sitting at, what is it, 1 and 2 right now? 1 failed, 2 saves?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so that druid is also restrained. And then, Arius, you are next.
Okay, so I'll start off with another acid splash against the same 2 that I did last time.
Okay, 2 on the right. Thanks. Fail and pass. Opposite this time. 4,
Okay,
3.
and the one that I've been hitting with the sword, this one here, I'm going to attack with spiritual weapon. Ooh.
That is a spell fumble. As you direct the sword to attack, you get a terrible cramp in your arm, as it takes a great deal of energy to control these mystical energies. You will be unable to command an attack from the spiritual weapon on your next turn. Okay. Finished?
Yeah.
Alright, needle blades. We're going to, again, throw needles at people, because that's kind of what they do. And by people, I mean Kriv. Kriv is restrained. So, disadvantage, because ranged in melee range. Advantage, because you're restrained and can't avoid them so well. So, bah! Wow, I just roll like shit. Okay. The twig blights. Twig Blights are still stuck, so they're once again going to ready in action, attack if something enters their range. And then Fester, it is your turn.
Okay, now the druid next to me that's attacking me, is he
He is
restrained?
the one that is restrained, yes. So if you attack him, you attack with advantage.
Okay. I think I'm going to try and do what I tried to do last time and scrape out his eyes.
1 damage. Okay. All right. It hurts. I mean, he reaches up his hands, he's clutching at his eyes, and he's cursing in that strange language still. Are you finished?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, Kriv.
Yeah, I'm going to try and break myself free.
Okay, strength save. DC... I don't know what the DC is. Where's the DC? DC 12. Nope, you are still restrained.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so now the Druids, 3 of them standing at the top of the stairs. One restrained adjacent to Fester. Going to hit you with his quarterstaff with Shillelagh. And that's a hit. Take 5, yep. Fester. Oh, actually, I think my attack is with disadvantage because I'm restrained, isn't it? Attack rolls, disadvantage. Oh yeah, it has disadvantage. Let me roll that again, just to be sure. That's a miss, see? You don't take 5. And then we're going to throw Produce Flames at Arius and Fester. Because they're kind of standing at the top of the steps looking down, throwing fire at you guys. So Arius, Fester, 14?
Yes, that is a hit.
Alright, take 8 fire. And then Rogar, another death save. Stabilized. Right on. Arius?
Arius will Acid Splash. The same 2 that he's been trying to take out again.
Both fail, and that's a good roll too. I think it's the highest you've had yet. So one of them dies, the other one looks badly injured.
It's the highest that I can actually do with that spell. And I will... Let's see. I'll cast... No, yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Alright, Needle Blights. Giving up on trying to skewer him in this range. They are going to step away. First, this one. If you would like to take a reaction, you may. $12 is a hit. Oh shit! What is that? 12 max damage. Okay, you hit the Needle Blight and it dies. It just you sever it in half as it tries to flee from you. The other one steps back and it throws one of its needles at Kriv. It has advantage, but I mean I'm pretty sure 22 is gonna hit. Okay, 22 hit for 6. And then the Twig Blades. The Druid turns and commands them. The 3 Twig Blights are going to hoist Rogar up. And they start to carry him away. I'll make it to about there. Alright. Fester! You can see this from your position on the stairs.
Alright, which one of the druids did it appear command the Twig Blights?
The one in the very back.
Don't have a lot of options here, but I think what I'm going to try and do instead is cast Hold Person on the druid right next to me so that he stands and blocks the hallway and prevents anything else from getting down.
Okay. So there's the Hold Person. Your save DC again, because I forget. Hey, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 20. He passed.
Alright, that's it for me.
Okay. Dark?
Alright, gonna try and break free again.
And this time you are successful.
Alright, then I'm gonna try and move out of this thing and towards the needle blight.
Okay. And then after that, the druids take their turn. 3 of them, one with a shillelagh bonk on Fester, the other 2 throwing produced flames again. Shillelagh bonk! Oh, this is the one that's restrained. He misses. Then the other 2 produce flame. At first Fester, then Arius. Fester, then Arius. Both miss. Yeah, I know. My rolls. Rogar is stable. I'm not going to take you out of the tracker, though, because things can change. But after that is Arius.
Okay, so Arius will move his spiritual weapon to there, which is 20 feet. He will then move into that square as well, and he'll cast Acid Splash at the top of the stairs.
Sure. So, dex save from the druids. Fail and pass.
One of them is
he already
by the way.
failed.
Does that count?
No, he
Okay.
already failed, so I don't need to roll anything else. Okay. And then you're done, Arius. Needle Blights, there's only one remaining. He is going to...
Oops.
Nope. Well, he misses. Twig Blights. We're going to keep carrying you away. Where is he going? Oh, wait. That was too much. Okay, cool. Good. Fester.
Okay. I cast Poison Spray at the druid in front of me.
The one... Okay. Go ahead. DC 14. I can close this. DC 14... Con. It took me way too long to figure that out. And he passes. Look at that damage roll, though. That sucks. Finished?
Yep.
Dark?
Slashing at it with the longsword.
And that is the end of the last Needle Blight.
Okay, is this area here, is that like stairs or something?
Well, you don't know. This is the first that you've actually seen it since you've been otherwise occupied. Looking at it, you can see that this has a sloping wooden floor that spirals from the cellar to the upper levels. You can see scratch marks suggesting that barrels are rolled up and down the ramp on a routine basis.
Okay. I'm going to try and go up it.
What?
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, trying to move up the slant, we're going to say it's difficult. 5, 15, 25. Okay?
Okay.
The druids will take their turn now. Same as before. We're kind of dying here. First one attacking with the shillelagh. Woo!
Good night.
Finally, man. I mean, well, not finally. I mean, it's just I've missed so many attacks. So he hits
Wasn't
you.
Wasn't the one attacking with the shillelagh the one that was restrained?
Restrained, yes. I totally knew that. Well, he's still unconscious because that hits.
Still hits, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So good night. Then the other two producing flame, throwing them at Arius. Take 10.
Yep. What? What?
After missing all of those attacks, man, it was only a matter of time. And down he goes. Everybody is unconscious except for Dark. Rogar is stable. Arius, make a death save. I don't think you guys can. Outside of some benevolent Twitch god wanting to save you right now, this is looking pretty bleak. Alright, and there is a fail from Arius. Twig Blights are gonna march away with Rogar. Fester. Okay, a pass from Fester. And Dark. Okay, so you're going to continue walking up. We're going to go...
So, I'm trying to look up first to see if there's any windows up this spiral case.
No, there's... Well, I don't know. Is there?
Nothing.
No, not here. You move up another, say, 20 feet. And then as you make it to the top, you can see a window. And looking out, you don't see anything.
Well, crap. I was hoping to see something.
So we've moved 10, 15.
Because if I don't see anything out the window, then I was going to turn around back down towards where everybody else was.
Okay. So then we'll just call this right here. That's 30.
Okay.
All right. And then the Druids, they begin to move down the hallway. They don't see anybody remaining, and so they kind of convene here at the base of the steps, and they kind of survey their losses. They're having a conversation that nobody can really hear except for Kriv. So you can hear voices kind of echoing from through, in the direction of the hallway. They're speaking that strange guttural language again. So you can't make out what they're saying, but you can hear something. Rogar's unconscious. Arius makes a death save. 2 fails for Arius. Okay.
It's okay. I'm gonna roll in that 20 on my next one.
Oh, are you? Are you?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Fester? Death save?
Damn.
Alright, Dark?
All right. Let's see. So the green area is difficult terrain, correct?
Yes, that's where the entanglement is. Although,
Okay.
I would think it would be reasonable. The Druids believe everybody dead. So, I don't think he would continue maintaining concentration on it. Because on their last turn, there was no more combat. They were just done.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to try and stealthily get up here and
Stealthily.
try and
Make a
use
stealth
lay on
check.
hands.
Make a stealth check. See if they notice you. They notice you. So you walk up, you lay on hands, you can still do that just fine. But the Druids, and they definitely see you and alert the other Druids to your presence.
Well, all 10 health points towards Arius.
Alright, so Arius gains 10. What do you oh, that was hold person. Let me get rid of that. Okay, finished?
I love you, Daddy Warbucks.
Snooze! Thank you for the sub, baby. Appreciate you. Okay. Scared me. It's been so quiet. And it's giving me a subscription for my birthday. Alright, anyway. So after that, you're finished?
Yep.
Alright. Then the Druids will take their turn. And as already stated, they seen you. They seen you just heal Arius. And so they unleash a barrage of flame at you. Okay? My God. Take 11. And then Rogar's still unconscious. He's getting carried off. Arius, you're awake! What are you going to do with your turn?
So Arius is going to stand up. Arius is going to... let's see. He's going to cast Spiritual Weapon again. Because I think it's enough turns now that his last one might have faded. No, it's still there for this turn. So he's not going to do that.
Conscious?
It doesn't matter. It's not concentration.
I don't think it matters if it's concentration. I don't think you can maintain an effect through, you were dying. It doesn't matter. You said you were going to recast it anyway.
Well, I'll recast it if it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay, so I'll recast it.
Okay. And you're going to put it up there by the Druids.
Up there by the Druids.
Okay. So 10 is a miss.
Okay. And poison spray on the one in front.
Okay. 10. DC 14. And both fail for 7 hits. That's not bad. That would be, well, he was the one concentrating on entanglement, so it doesn't. That's the only thing.
Poison spray only affects one person. It's acid splash.
The other acid splashes too. Okay, I'll give him his points back. Okay. Fester, make a death save. Are you at 2 fails and 2 successes right now?
No, 2 successes, 1 fail.
Okay. Dark.
Kind of in a tough spot here.
I think I need to show you because nobody asked. But the Druids aren't standing on the steps. You can walk up there.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So I'm going to walk up there.
There you go.
Actually, where
so that's
I'm
5,
at.
10, 15.
And turn around to Fester and use Cure Wounds with my Warlock spell slot.
Okay. Wow. That was clutch. Alright, so Fester heals 11. And then, are you finished?
Yep.
Alright, well, I hope it works out because it's their turn. Druid with Shillelagh's gonna come up and give you a bonkin. Or not. But the other two are gonna start pelting you with flame. Take 5. Rogar still unconscious. I'm gonna go ahead and take you out of the tracker now because I don't think it matters at this point. Because the twig blights have managed to carry you off. Okay, Arius.
Okay, a spiritual weapon at the one at the top of the stairs. Again?
End your current turn, as you are in shock and awe at the resulting explosion as a misfire of your energy.
Okay.
Fester.
Okay. Cast poison spray at the nearest druid I can see. Damn it.
It hit. And Dark. Griff. Fuck.
So turn around. I am going to use my breath weapon. And 30-foot line. So, given the angle I'm at, is it just straight up?
Well, remember there's a wall here next to the stairs. Because remember, all the twig blights had to walk around.
Okay.
So it's it would have to be straight line. Do you not want to do that? Okay.
No. So then I will use the longsword then.
Why can I not click it? Oh, because I am on the wrong tool. That's why. That is a hit. And you can see that the druid in front of you falls to the ground and is bleeding.
That's it.
Alright, the druids will take their turn. Fails con save, and he bleeds out on his turn. Still wounded from your attack. The other two druids, though, they're going to position themselves and start throwing some more produce flames down the hall. So, Kriv, take 2.
Night.
Arius.
Okay, so Arian miss, and he's going to use a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Kriv. I can't do that. I just realised I can't do that because
they're both bonus actions.
So I would have to move up to Kriv
and Cure Wounds instead.
And use Cure Wounds instead, yeah.
You can do that. There is a space on the other side.
Cool. So, move up to Kriv, and let me just add that because it's not. Nice.
Okay. Fester.
Okay, poison spray at nearest druid.
I passed. As soon as you said poison spray, I rolled 18. Kriv?
Okay, so for these stairs here, I can move up and then to
yeah,
the
that's
left.
fine. Yep. The
Okay.
wall runs like just here, this thick black line.
Right.
Think of it like say 4 foot high, like banister, just so nobody just falls into the open pit.
Right. All right. So I want to get to here and use my breath weapon now, hopefully, to hit both of these.
But it's a straight line. Oh, it's like, what is it, 10 feet wide?
30 foot. Well, it's 5 foot wide, 30 foot long.
You're hoping you can run it on the line here. Because
right.
Yeah, but that's not how it works. A straight line is straight across. Hoping. No, you can't count from the corner of your square.
Well, I was hoping to aim at the one in the back corner over here.
Well, even then, you know what? I have a fucking tool for this. I can see if that works, right? So total width 5 from the center of your square. That's not. Yeah, actually, careful positioning. The problem with that is as that line goes through that angle, it would hit Arius if he wasn't on the other side of a wall. Good shit, yeah. It hits both of them.
Okay.
So DC 11, and they're going to make dex saves. They're going to both pass, but they each take 4.
Okay, that's it.
The Druids will take their turns. The one in melee range going to do some bunking. And the other one's going to throw a flame at Kriv. Wow. Okay. Arius.
Okay, so Arius is going to attempt to knock the druid in front of him over.
Okay, so you want to try and knock him prone.
Yep.
It's not an athletics check. It's you make an attack. For, you're taking
a contested athletics check.
That's grapple. That's a grapple. If you're trying to do a shove, you make a weapon attack. If it hits, you do no damage, but you have the option to knock them 10 feet away or to knock them prone.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then, I guess.
Yeah, in your compendium, you look up shove. Not shovel. Okay, I'll find it. I'll link it to you. 7 is a miss.
Okay, and then I'll use my bonus action to attack with spiritual weapon again.
12 hits.
Cool. And I do what I did before. I kind of shout, "Escape if you can." I'll try and hold them here.
Fester, what are you doing down here? I'm just gonna move you. You're still 5 foot behind him, but I'm gonna move you up here so you can see.
Okay. At the nearest wounded druid, I cast poison spray.
Fail. He takes 8.
Alright, that's it for my turn.
Alright, and Dark?
Alright, I'm slashing at this one next between me and Arius with the long sword. Oh, crap.
Oh, you lose your footing while attacking and fall. You hit your head on the stone corner of that wall that I had described earlier. Can you make a con save, please? And on a fail, you're taking some damage either way because you bumped your head pretty nasty. But on a fail, you're going to fall unconscious. So 20, you manage to maintain consciousness, but you take 6 bludgeoning damage from the blow you take, and you have been fallen prone. Anything else?
Nope.
You don't want to stand up.
Oh, I didn't see the prone sign, so.
Well, I wasn't putting it because I thought you were just going to be like, I'm going to stand up.
Oh. Then yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay. Alright, the Druids again, they're fighting to their very last breath. We're going to do a Shillelagh empowered bonkin on Arius.
Yep, that's a hit.
And then they're going to produce a flame, and we haven't picked on Fester in a while. Fester. Nope. Nope. Alright, Arius?
Okay. Arius is going to poison spray the one in front of him.
This fucking spell.
Hey, LMAO.
Yes, screw you and your nat 20s.
Is what I do.
And spiritual weapon again on the same one.
11's still a hit, and that is a dead druid.
Okay, Arius will now move up into melee range
Oh, hi.
with this druid here and shout, "You have the chance, get out!"
Fester?
Fester's taking no prisoners, and he is super pissed. He's going to leap into the air over Arius and land on the druid, tackling him and just try to bite and claw at his face.
You know, that sounds amazing,
Furiously.
except I don't believe the roof is that tall here in this like little mud room. Like it's I don't think that, because Arius is what, you're 6 foot?
Okay.
Just under, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you run around Arius and you leap and slash at him with your talons. That is a hit for 3.
At his eyes.
At his eyes. Well, you hit him for 3. Dirk?
Well, as much as I hear Arya say "get out," it's rather just beat the crap out of these people because they're been killing us.
Damn!
Oh shit. Hit for 9 and a roll on the weapon crit table. You know how to press the advantage. You gain an advantage on all attacks against your target until the end of your next turn, as he is backed into a corner, bleeding, and has been savagely wounded. The druid will take his turn, and you see fear in his eyes, and he will use his action to wild shape. And he turns into a mouse, and you see him dip and run between all of your feet as he tries to escape. You guys can make an attack of opportunity, but there's going to be a penalty, as he is so extremely tiny. It'll be with disadvantage. Miss.
What about mine?
Oh shit. Being, an Aarakocra, you see the tiny little bird, you reach down, you scoop him up in your talons, and you just squeeze, and your talons pierce the poor tiny creature flesh, and he just turns into a red colored jelly between your toes.
Alright, vengeance.
Okay, what are you guys going to do now?
I'm going to spin around and be like, "Where the hell is Rogar?"
You can see a trail of sticks and leaves cut through the carnage of the 24 some odd dead twig blights that are in this room, and you can see that it looks like something heavy was carried off.
Then let's give chase. There may still be a chance to save him.
You run outside, and you look around, You have no idea where he went. As you have quite a bit of vision from where you stand and where the edge of the fog is. You see nothing. Rogar is gone. And that's where we're gonna end today. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the show, make sure you come back next week so you can find out what the fuck happened. In the meantime, why don't we go ahead and see what we have playing with us today. How about Spartan? Why don't you go first?
Okay, well, I'm Spartan Bear. I've been playing Aureus, the Arcana Cleric and Scholar. Yeah, anytime anybody wants to kind of shoot the shit a little bit, talk about character ideas, cool campaign ideas, things like that, feel free to look me up on Discord. The name's Spartan Bear K, hashtag 9247. I'll post that into the chat so anybody can see.
Right.
Yeah, just send me a message if you want to chat.
All right, and Dark?
So I'm Dark Mage Arcanus. I'm playing Kriv, the Paladin Warlock. If y'all want to chat with me, you can hit me up on Discord. Same username, Dark Mage Arcanus.
Cool. And William?
Hey there, my name is Williamson Knox, and I play the Aarakocra Necromancer Fester. With regards to D&D, I like to do a lot of artwork and fan art and stuff like that, which you can see on my DeviantArt page under the same thing. My name is Williamson Knox, Knox. If you're interested, pop on by and see what I'm working on.
Okay. And Giz?
Hello, I'm Gizmo Storm. I am playing Rogar. Don't ask me to pronounce the last name. I just picked that one because it's the hardest one to pronounce. I'm the White Dragonborn Ranger. You can get a hold of me on either Discord or Health and Kids Cooperating. You can also catch me on Twitch at Twitch TV/GizmoStorm.
All right, and I am Daddy Warbucks. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you check all the panels out underneath the stream. There's a link to our schedule. You can see all the days that we are playing D&D on this channel. We play, several times a week, and if you like watching the game today, make sure you join us tomorrow morning. It is our Princes of the Apocalypse Day. We play at noon. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm planning myself a little present during Princes of the Apocalypse. Also, if you want to get involved in a game, you want to learn how to play, or you're interested in join us in our Discord. We focus a lot on helping people learn how to play, and if you want to jump into an Adventure League game, we play those on Thursday evenings, Saturday mornings, and hop on in. We'll get you information on how to get started. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow.